Fucking hell, that was very...
I can hear it just fine. I don't know about the
I
rest.
think that was louder than the last one.
They're definitely louder for sure.
We won't get anyone falling asleep in the chat.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know if we can keep this.
Oh gosh, stream's going on.
Oh my god! Right, but anyway, ladies and gents, this article on banning into comics references a very handsome YouTuber, Mr. H.
Yeah, indeed. He has everybody's favorite podcast on YouTube.
The H-Cast, yeah. Because basically, I shared the plot for the Marvels, and I thought we'd all talk about it and get your opinion of it. So, rather than me pull up the email, I might as well just promote Bounding into Comics as well as get the information from there because it's easier than me pulling up the email with all the info in. But the reason why I did this, so I've had this information for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. I just want to explain as a bit of a background why I decided to do this. So, as we saw a trailer. This is what they tweeted out. Marvel marketing appears to admit Captain Marvel is not popular without Avengers Endgame because this is what they do. They're showing stuff with respect to Endgame on it, right? And Thanos and all of this stuff. And I was just like, you know what? Because there's even dialogue from Thanos in here, which is someone will continue my work and all this kind of stuff, right? And I thought to myself, you know what? They've done really deceptive marketing in the past, but this really takes the cake. And because I know that the story is nowhere close to being anything like this, and there's no continuation of work, it's not even that. I thought, I'm just going to leak the whole bloody film because I can't be bothered. Like, I think people deserve to know. Not because people... I'm trying to put people off watching it. The people that watch in the video are not going to watch it anyway, right? But to show and highlight just how bad and desperate Marvel is. So that's why I chose to do this. And I get a lot of information about films. I don't always do it. So here we have it, right? So it says my whole thing, she's the new Thanos, girl Thanos. This is that Dar-Ben individual. She's not a Thanos level threat at all. It's incredibly misleading, as I said in my video. There's my video. Do we all like my new thumbnails? I've been enjoying my thumbnails lately.
Yeah, that's good.
But here it is. Here's the breakdown. And this is just copying what I said in the video, but it's easier for me. So Dar-Ben is a character that Carol is obsessed with. Carol is obsessed with Dar-Ben, and it's made clear Carol doesn't trust Dar-Ben. This is the individual that they've gender swapped. And it's also made very clear that Carol isn't wrong, because obviously she's the villain. We know this anyway, because we've seen it all in all the marketing. Dar-Ben is the leader of the Kree, not a side faction, just straight up the whole species. That's it. She's the leader of the Kree. Now, interestingly, there's no villain origin story aside from Dar-Ben sees Carol destroying the Supreme Intelligence. That's it. That's her villain origin story, guys. Cool. So the Kree refer to Carol as the Annihilator, which has now been confirmed in this clip. So it's literally confirmed in an interaction between... This clip actually confirms everything I said in this video. The plot breakdown. So yes, they do refer to Carol as the Annihilator. And she doesn't like it, which she even says in that clip, I don't like that name. Now, Dar-Ben has one of the bangles that Kamala has. And Kamala has the other. There's no specific way or explanation in the film as to why or how Dar-Ben has it. This was a test screening, so they may change that. But she's using it to power a weapon, and she needs both bangles. Now, there's some funny lines where Dar-Ben demands to know how Kamala got hers, because it's an ancient, powerful artifact. And Kamala's just like, yeah, my grandma sent it to me in the mail. Sure. Supposed to be funny. It sounds like shit to me.
That actually happened in the show.
Yeah, I know, but it still sounds... Yeah, well, okay.
Oh, no, I mean, without context, it's rather shite.
Yeah. Well, that'd be like it for most people, guys. Culture, most people didn't watch that show.
I didn't watch it, so I would not have done that.
I watch stuff so the audience doesn't have to.
But basically, almost immediately, Monica, Carol, and Kamala begin switching places every time they use their powers. and it's not explained, guys, at all. And this is what we see, right? So there's this situation where Carol's fighting the Kree soldiers and begins switching with Kamala and Monica, which is literally in here. So this confirms all of this. Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, and then they all switch. Oh, and then she's on now. She's fighting them. Oh, she's on a space station. So it confirms it all. It confirms everything I said. Anyway, whatever. So Fury, basically everyone ends up in Kamala Khan's living room because all of the swapping goes on and everyone just ends up there. But Kamala's not there. She's basically in the sky. And this is the thing which is bizarre. Carol leaves to try to fly off to get her, but switches places. And then Fury tells Monica she has to fly to save Kamala. And she's like, no, I can't. My powers aren't working, blah, blah, blah. And Fury goes, come on, black girl magic. Yep. Let that sink in. Come on, black girl magic.
Wow.
So anyway, they all get saved, blah, blah, blah. And essentially what this is, right? Dar-Ben is using a new weapon. This is their Thanos level threat. Dar-Ben is using a new weapon to create unstable portals that steal the resources, water, air, sun of whole planets. And she sends the resources to destroyed Hala to rebuild it. So she's destroyed one planet and she's going, off to do loads of others. There's the whole weird Princess Carol situation. She got married on some diplomatic, ancient ritual or something like that. Sure, fine. But Dar-Ben's next target is that planet where she is the princess. And so they go there to protect and fight and save the planet. Now, what I find interesting about all of this, I'll skip some of the plot breakdown. But what I find interesting about all of this is Carol realizes that she's going after every planet that Carol has ever called home in an act of revenge. Earth is the last part of the plan. Meanwhile, Fury takes the Khan family up to the space station to keep them protected so he can monitor them. There is a side plot where there's loads of eggs. It's just a Flurkin infestation. Sure, whatever. But the interesting thing is, right, Monica and Carol go to Hala and it's raining for the first time. This is the planet that was destroyed, the Kree homeworld. Go to Hala and it's raining and the Kree are celebrating because they're like, wow, Dar-Ben's actually saved us, because she did. And the atmosphere's coming back. There's water. Carol realizes that she actually is the Annihilator to them. She destroyed the planet and the survivors are struggling. And she's a villain in their eyes. And she has a moral reckoning. Stopping Dar-Ben means destroying Hala all over again. But Monica goes, we can't save everyone. We have to let Hala be destroyed again. Just murder all these people. Carol reaffirms her desire to stop Dar-Ben. And in addition to Dar-Ben destroying planets, her creation of portals makes an incursion. And that's how it's connected to the multiverse. It sounds like absolute fucking trash. But it's not a Thanos level threat. It's absolute poo. What did you guys think? I've talked enough.
That sounds terrible.
Doesn't it?
Absolutely terrible. Black girl magic. That was the line right there. Where I was just like, oh, God, black girl magic.
Well, it's also meandering. I mean, which is very typical of a lot of the storytelling and writing, where they get in a room or they get in their own heads and they just sort of start throwing things out that aren't written from a standpoint of wanting to tell a compelling story that relates to the human condition. It's that just a bunch of things that happen and happen and happen and happen and happen and happen. And that's very typical of what we've gotten from Marvel Studios in these recent phases.
Yeah, nothing in that really made me care about the story being told in that at all. Not one bit. And reference back to the Pandaverse episode, more multiverse gobbledygook.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how many people would be genuinely interested in this, to be fair. The what you just described is terribly monotonous, and that probably adds on to what Mikey was saying. But I can't I can't imagine them being able to craft enough in between in a 90-some minute, because this is short now. They've cut this down to the Titan
Yeah.
curlers. How are you going to tie all those events together? I mean, Mike's 100% right. It's like this thing happens, but how are you tying that all together? Not well, it doesn't sound like. It sounds like you're going to be with an audience that's going to have lack context because they don't know any of the stuff that happened to Miss Marvel. Maybe more of them know what happened to Monica Rambeau, but overall, I mean, without homework, this thing is going to suck rocks, especially if you've cut it down time-wise. So you don't have a good way to, prevent people from having to go back and do homework. This is going to be a mess, and your plot leaks really bum me out. So, yeah, thanks.
Here's one of those portals, by the way, just to confirm it all.
Yay!
I guess there won't be a sequel to this one.
Thanos level threat, everyone.
Ooh.
Yay.
Oh God,
I'm so scared.
not good.
Mikey, doesn't that portal or that thing coming out down to the ground, doesn't that look kind of like what we saw in Avengers? I mean, isn't that another, harken back to Avengers thing?
Yep.
For the Chitauri to come and invade. Am I wrong?
Hashtag
Yeah, no,
recycle,
absolutely.
recycle.
Yeah. Oh, it's absolute trash. But there you go.
And before you run the next thing and do super chats, remind people, turn down your volume a bit before we run the sting.
Yeah, I know.
Like 20%.
Coach is gonna get fired, huh?
I know, I'm terrible.
Why are they so loud?
Because I used a faster process this time and forgot to turn the audio down. It now it's set.
Right.
I turned it down. It's now down, instead of 100%, it's down to 30% now. So
Right. Okay.
my bad.
All right. No, it's all good. Loads of people are asking, is that Greta Thunberg on the thumbnail? That is actually Captain Marvel. That is Brie Larson. That is a screenshot from Captain Marvel. That is genuinely a picture of Brie Larson.
So they CGI'd it because
bad
she's never-
photo.
they had to CGI that. There's no way she's ever shown that much expression.
This is true. This is very true. But yeah, no, that is genuinely Brie. So